Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Those on Facebook, let me know if this sounds okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Not just one. See, if one comes up that says, yeah, anyway, just let me know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Is the stream okay? I think it's just bad for him. Stream should be good. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Lila. Chapter Adi Lila, Chapter 8. Sri Mishra returns to the spiritual world. All glories to Sri Chaitanya. All glories to Sri Gaur Sundar, Gaur Chandra, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories to Gaur Chandra, who is an ocean of mercy. All glories to the radiant moon, which is arisen in the house of Sri Mishra and Sri Sachi Devi. All glories to the life and soul of Nityananda. All glories to the congregational chanting of the holy names of Sri Krishna. The treasure house of religion of this age. And all glories to Lord Gauranga. The treasure house. All glories to the congregational chanting holy names of Krishna. The treasure house and religion of this age. That's a nice religion, just chanting. It's what it was meant to be. See, if people were actually chanting the holy name, they wouldn't be needing to follow all these rules and regulations of the, and ceremonies in religion. Because they're chanting the holy name. See, Sanatana Goswami in Brihad Bhagavatamrita said his realization was, what a treasure this holy name is. I don't have to do all this difficult deity worship. Wake up so early in the morning, follow all the rules and regulations of these rituals. I don't have to do the rituals anymore. And Madhavendra Puri said the same thing. He said, bye-bye to all my other mantra chanting. I didn't even need to do all these things, these sannyas mantras and this mantra and that mantra. Bye-bye, don't need it. Don't need to do the 3 times, what do they do, this thing with the thread around your finger. It's been so long, I forgot. I was initiated Brahmin, you put the thread around your finger and you see these guys sitting like this. And then they finish. But what did they do? It's just they just sit, they put the thread around and sit like this and chant these things. And then they're, it's just so ritualistic. You don't need it anymore. Why? Because if you chant in ecstasy, with the ecstasy arising, that's the religion of the holy name, is just to chant the whole name. The whole name. The whole name is not Krishna without Radha. And this has got to go beyond the word, the names. This is all the words. The world is full of names. And names, empty names, to do with bodies, material bodies that are dead. No, the holy name is different. It's real and it's eternal and it is life. But that's the whole name. Otherwise, you're just chanting the name. And doing a ritual, doing a sadhana to attain something someday instead of right away. Chanting the holy name is the religion. And so basically, most people haven't even followed the religion of the age. If you're dedicated for purification by the rules and regulations, and you think I'm saying heresy, if you're looking, you see, he's against Varnashram Dharma. See, I'm not against it. I'm just with the religion of the holy name, religion of the age. I just want to follow properly. What is the fault? This is the religion. He says so, and I'm experiencing it so. And many others here are experiencing it so. Why are you out of sync with the conclusive understanding of the Vedas? Because you don't have the experience. That's why. You're just still doing religion over here and chanting over here. And it's all rituals and names, Okay? The name is a ritual, right? You've got to chant up, you get up and do your rounds and make your rounds. It's like a doctor, right? Goes and makes their rounds. Make the rounds. Did you make your rounds of your chanting today? Oh, yeah, I did my rounds. Did my duty. So why knock the Gayatri? Because it's time to knock everything but the religion of the age. And if you don't like it, go follow those things that aren't the religion of the age. Now, why? Well, this is a better teaching. Why not knock it? Why not do like Prabodhananda and Saraswati Thakur? So that same kind of preach it, take it root. I mean, otherwise it doesn't take root. Why do you want to? Oh, glories to the Gayatri mantras. Oh, glories to Ekadasis, all glories to all these, and then it keeps the going because I'm glorifying it. No, I'm glorifying what I see in the book and what I see in my own experience. That's why love of God is here, because those who are faithful and believe in it, this preaching, and it's not there even in Narayan Raj's group or Radhanath's group, because they don't know what the religion of the holy name is. It's in the book, and that's what the preaching is. Knock everything else but the religion of the age of Kali Yuga. You don't hear this preaching every day, do you? They're all no, let's do both. Let's do both. They can't do both. All they can do is that, and then do the name like they do the rituals. Sorry, that's why you don't have the realizations of the Goswamis. You can't even hear the Goswami. That's why, don't listen to the Goswami. It's too advanced. Yeah, you know why it's too advanced? You just can't hear the truth. That's why it's too advanced. You can't hear somebody just one pointed on the holy name and getting the result of that. And feeling the purification is 1,000 million times more than chanting Gayatri mantras. What do you need but Krishna and Radha? That's the name. You don't have to chant all the rest of the names. Oh, Krishna is Radha and Krishna. Krishna. You notice 2 syllables. There's 2 there, right? Radha and Krishna. There are many devotees, and you can read in these books. You'll read it, come across. They were just chanting Krishna. This means Radha and Krishna, actually. See, 2 syllables, not 1. 2. Krishna. Krish represents the absolute truth, and na is just like, you ever felt good and you go, see, na. Na. Yeah, that's Radha, man. It's a big na. Yeah, na. Yeah, if you're not ready for the truth, man, go out there and follow your rituals, man. Another few lifetimes, if you want, whatever it takes to be able to hear truth. I mean, I'm just reading verbatim what's in the book. You want to read it again? The religion? You think the religion are the rules? No, that's just to help you get some footing, because you can't believe in this preaching. You can't believe in the truth yet. It's too strong. You need it watered down with religion. See? And then we kick it out. Then we say, hey, are you ready for the birds and the bees? Have you grown up enough? Are you a little bit mature? Oh, let me tell you what the verses mean that you didn't learn in your Bhakti Shastra courses. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a nice degree in the wall. Let me tell you it's right here in the verse. You never really heard it. You read it and read it and read it because your gurus don't understand the verse. And therefore, why should you be able to understand? Abandon all varieties of religion and just take shelter of me. But it's got to be the complete me. The Lord doesn't live alone. Never. He's got an eternal consort, Radha. He takes shelter of the big me, the complete me, Radha Krishna. See, without devotion, without Radha's mercy and grace, which comes through the real disciplic line, and those who have received Radha's grace. You don't know Radha. You don't get it. All you do is you get the name, you get Krishna, but you don't get him. You don't know him. You just stay external. You just, see the external understanding of the Vedas. See, you glorify the external. That's why the Lord, Prabhupada and the Bhaktisiddhanta, they knew these things, but they preached something different because people wouldn't have faith. Just like now, this is just proof. So many don't have faith and won't have faith. That's why you're doing that. That's why Prabhupada preached that. Even after 50 years, still not ready. Yeah, try next life. Maybe you'll get ready for this real preaching. To some, this looks like I don't care to some there, Karuna. I don't care what the outsiders are thinking. This preaching are for insiders and for those who want to become insiders. And if you don't have that desire, stay outside, because I don't want to deal with you. That goes for you too, Karuna. You don't want to come inside? Too bad for you. You want to come inside? Well, we're here. Otherwise, you stay outside, and you'll, just go and support Vaidhi Bhakti. Go support doing Gayatris and all these other rituals and ceremonies. Go out. I'm doing this preaching, man. This is juicy, man. This is life, man. I know it. It's life and good because I feel energized. It's like Krishna, yeah, man, it's time, man. Didn't you hear that order in 1996 and the approval? Don't worry about the approval rating. That'll come later. Our ratings will go up because I'm not compromising, man. It says that in a book. It says that in my experience. It says that in your experience. Yeah. How many rules and rituals are you doing, Lalita? Let's just do a poll here. 0. How many rules and rituals are you doing there, River? Yeah. And ask Johan how many he used to do faithfully Codicy, 25 rounds, all that stuff. And I bet he's not doing it. I know he's not doing it. Okay. So we must be following another path, right? Yeah. Another path in Bhakti actually described by the books, described by these devotees like Krishnadas Kaviraj, Vrindavan Das Thakur, and Prabodhananda Saraswati. Okay? And you don't have any gurus that teach that stuff, right? No, they're rituals, ceremonies, Varnashram Dharma, So if you're ready for the birds and the bees, you can come here. We'll tell you some things. But Gayatri is such a sweet process. Yeah, see, Karuna, that's why you're just a talker. You don't do the Gayatri. You don't sit there and do Gayatri, the sweet process. If it's so sweet, why aren't you doing it? Just talk. You're just like you are a representative of these guys. Oh, it's so sweet, but I don't do it. You're a friggin' hypocrite. At least I can say I don't do it. Ain't so sweet as chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Yeah, I can be straight with you. You're just a divided person. You don't do it. Oh, it's so sweet, but I don't do it. It's like these friggin' gurus. Oh yeah, it's so sweet to chant the holy name, but I don't really do it. I just put on a little show while you're here, and then I just do other things. Matter of fact, I think piano playing might be a little better than chanting Hare Krishna and showing people I got some feeling for God. Well, let's distract everybody. It's kind of like the world. None of the world's doing a lot of distraction, right? Oh yeah. It's just like piano playing, for Vaishnavas. Oh yeah, we see you playing. We're distracting you. It's just like here, they're doing all these wars and everything while they're getting everybody in that, putting the poison in them. Let's distract them with our politics and dividing things and all that. We do that in religion. Yeah, let's distract you. You see, PhDs, this is what Vaishnavism really is. And it's a distraction from the friggin' book. What's in the book? The glories. This book, it's a distraction from God as he is. That's why it says, only the pure in heart can see God. Only the pure in heart can deliver the real Bhagavatam. See, deliver. The real Bhagavatam is Krishna, right? You got to deliver that baby from the womb into the heart. The living waters coming from your belly. Yeah, the rising of Krishna into the heart. Hey, that's Radha, man. Devotion awakens. She's actually, she's really the baby. Baby girl. No wonder Pundarik Vijayanidhi was so ecstatic, because he was the father of Radha. He was an ocean of ecstasy. Even Gadadhar took initiation from him. Yeah, so that's the essence, man. You think that's why I'm not here to compromise and just to, do the etiquettes and all. No, we just get truth, man. I mean, how can we manifest the meaning of that verse and be it unless you're it? You manifest to me, you kick religion away and you show people you kicked it away, you don't need it. I don't need all these rituals and all my idle my time away, doing things that are still not quite alive yet. And I'm here for those who are, they're, lazy intelligence, I guess you can call it. Yeah, I think I want the shortcut, man. Yeah, I just want to come. I want to get ecstatic, man, and surrender to Krishna and kick the ladder of religion away.
Thanks for using.
It got me here, to the, Jesus even said, man, the all your rituals and fastings and everything was coming to bringing you to me. Bringing you to Guru, man, bringing you to the spiritual master. All those rituals and everything, then, okay, now we'll teach you the finishing thing and get the spirit of devotion, man. Then you don't need anything other than the chanting the holy name. Now you're see, that's why you need the grace to really do this process of bhakti yoga properly in Kali Yuga. You need this grace of the Holy Spirit. It's got to come to this at some point. You got to become an ecstatic devotee at some point. Otherwise, you've missed, you missed the real mission of Lord Chaitanya. You don't understand why he came here. You don't understand why the devotees came here. There are rituals and religion all over the place at that time. Oh, they were really into worshiping, Krishna even, and Radha and all that, and Jagannath Puri. But it's all ritual. It's still ritual. Still ritual. Because why? There's so few ecstatic devotees, and when they come, they see, wow, man, these rituals are deeply embedded in people. They'll know. When will they ever accept ecstatic devotion like it was meant to be? Yeah, that's why I love preaching this stuff. I love preaching the glories of ecstatic devotion because, man, now people start to wake up. They start to see, oh, yeah, this is why Lord Chaitanya come. Ecstatic devotion. What a concept. Yeah, what a concept. What a conception. It is perfect conception of the absolute truth. Yeah, perfect conception of the absolute truth. Yeah. Huh. So I went on a little rant there. See, now if you read Chaitanya, the Nectar Moon of Lord Chaitanya by Prabhupada, then you start to understand why he said these things, why he was so wild in his preaching, why he says, why are you following all these useless paths when Lord Chaitanya, he even went denigrated. He even denigrated the incarnations. You can, don't, if you don't believe me, go read the book. He denigrates, he says, what use was it that Kapila Dev came and preached that hard system to his mother? Sit in cold water and get realized after 20 years, get nice and skinny from your fasting, and then you'll get a little bit of bhakti. He said, what use is following that system when Lord Chaitanya has come and given what he didn't even give his mother? Yeah, you can read it, but it just makes perfect sense to a devotee. Yeah, why should I be thinking about all these other processes taught when Lord Chaitanya has come and said, hey, man, I'll give you the result of following all those processes for 1,000,000 years, and you won't even get what I'm giving you. Man, that's my Lord, man. He's like that. Interested, anybody? You want the sublime pinnacle of mercy? And it only comes here because we have a relationship with that guy. It doesn't come from your Jaipatakas and your Radhanas or your Narayan Ras. They never got it. I went and investigated personally. None of them have it, and none of their offshoots got it. None of the disciples have got it. Not even one. Not even one. Not even that Prem Parojana has it. And he talks a good stick. Yeah, and he can give an hour and a half class. Can't give 4 hours, but hour and a half. And if you can sit, I can't sit through it because it's like, I mean, it's nice, oh yeah, Roddy, and all that. So, it's okay. It's okay. But, even him and his group, we went out there and tested them. They were ready to come, and the group talks them out of it. Just always does the same thing because it's not it, man. This is the real deal. This is that rare mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's really here, really, really, really. We prove it every day right before the world. Wild glorification of the absolute truth and the absolute mercy. The shortcut of all shortcuts to the spiritual world, the safe bridge even. It's even safe here, man. This is much better than the ayahuasca trip. Yeah, and then you don't even get this. This one lady did they're really big on ayahuasca here. Ever do ceremonies, and they don't think it's cheap. It ain't cheap. And one lady went, and I could see, she was going to go do the thing, and I was talking to her, and she was really had a lot of negativity in her. Just kind of a dookie person, an unhappy person, a lot of negative. So she's going to this thing, and then afterwards I asked, how did she do? And her friend says, oh, she didn't like it at all. It brought up all this darkness. It was always there. She just couldn't deal with it. And then ayahuasca just puts it right in front of your face, and you can't purify it, really. She said, I ain't doing that anymore. Here's a little more gradual. And we get it out, it'll come out. We process that darkness. Yeah. Turn it into Swiss cheese. Replying to Sim. Okay. Religion and anti-conception of the real conception. It's a shadow of the truth. See, you're doing the rituals of everything is shadows in religion. That's why, I'm just shadow boxing. I'm just boxing the shadow. That's all. That's why there's no offense. And you think in me, if the only people would feel that this is offensive, they're attached to the rituals. Person attached to truth say, yeah, that's how it is for me. You can relate. This is preaching for liberated souls and those who want to be. See, those liberated souls love Srimad Bhagavatam. You're getting Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories of pure chanting and pure worship of the Lord, not tinged with rituals, and faith in rituals. I have no faith in God and communion with God. That's Bhagavatam. Okay? Srimad Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing to hear in a society of devotees. See, that means liberated souls, real devotees, not just ritual devotees, real devotees. Okay? So if you don't find this greatly pleasing, well, it's probably because you're attached to rituals. You're attached to the preaching of rituals. Because that's the word you heard. And you hear this word, it rubs the wrong way. Okay? But a lot of people, this is the great miracle. Look how many people that like to hear these conceptions, pure conceptions. See, pure bhakti. You want a silver coin and say a gold coin, you want it mixed in with all these alloys? Or do you want the pure gold? See, pure worship. The Lord is giving us that pure worship. He gives himself to us fools who know we're fools. He comes in and gives us the ability to worship on the highest platform of devotional service. That's why people can't believe it. How did you attain it? You can't attain that. It must be sahaja. My Guru Dev never spoke about he spoke about it and said in many lifetimes I'm going to get it. It can't be true. Okay? That's in the Raj group. They said that. I told a guru in the group, oh, by the way, I had a little nice talk with him, and I said, hey, there's a Prema Bhakta over there. He's got Prema Bhakti. Got the gift. He got the gift. No. And he just walked away. No, can't be. It was too hard for him. Even he didn't want to hear that. No, my guru said, no, no. Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. I don't want to hear. Don't. My guru never said that. Yeah, because he wasn't empowered to do that. It wasn't his empowerment. He had something else, something, the Lord has many servants. Not every time you just get the outright truth that sets you free. Doesn't it set people free? Isn't that what the guru is supposed to do? By their word, all ignorance is destroyed. Am I really talking against the Vedas or actually for the Vedas, where all the Vedas are taking you? It's time for that kind of preaching now, isn't it? Pure, don't you want pure worship of Krishna, not tainted with all these alloys? Or you want to mix them? See? If you're doing rituals, like say you're doing the program and everything, and it brings you closer to Krishna, you feel it, man, and maybe it awakens devotion to Krishna. Oh, well, it's great, perfect, But if it doesn't, then it's probably a hindrance. Now, see, and you're forced to do it if you're afraid of hell. If you don't have this, here, anybody here? That's not doing the ritual. I said you can do the rituals or not. I don't care. I'm going to just preach. But see, everybody's going to get the same bhakti. You could, whether you do them or don't do them, if you have faith in this preaching, if you have faith in this word, you're going to get this. You're going to get what I got. Whether you do ritual, everybody has different temperament. Like, who is it? Shamagori. She likes to do her thing, It's so fun. It's great. Wonderful. Makes her happy, right? Makes you happy. So do it. Yeah. Do it or don't do it. It's up to your mind. Yeah. And some will say, no, I like this. I just want to do it like that. Okay, fine. Lord Chaitanya had a guy, he was so strict in his deity worship, but there was an expression of his ecstatic devotion. Even if a piece of dust particle came over, but when he made the order and he went under the door and a dust particle, he thought from the top of the door fell on the shoulder of the guy bringing in the oil, just contaminated, and he'd throw it out and get a new coconut. It's right there in the book. And the Lord commented, he says, this was an expression of his ecstatic devotion to the Lord. See? Say a bit of different ways. Yeah. So if you get ecstatic doing the rituals, perfect, wonderful. Even if you don't, you're a little tired, doesn't matter. Just come hear this preaching every day, regularly. hear this stuff, that's all. And do whatever you need to do, whatever that is. It's so powerful here. Even if you came here and you smoked a joint once in a while because you're still attached to that. Oh, I know we shouldn't talk about this. Let's not go here. Let's just, say you smoke a joint once in a while, but you still come here. Yeah, the Lord ain't going to withhold them. He's thinking, oh, you came here. Oh, this is so great. That's a 1,000 times better for you to come here, even though you smoked a joint one time or something, than going and doing around Vaidhi Bhaktas who are just doing rituals and all their material motives and everything, but they don't like this preaching. They don't like this kind of chanting. They're adverse. Oh, you're going to get more benefit, even though you smoked that joint or you had a nice glass of wine or something before. The Lord, you don't know how nobody knows how the Lord really works unless you come here, and then you'll read it. You'll see it in the book. The Lord gave more mercy to these Brahmins. He wanted to go in the bar and give them a hearty embrace simply because, oh, there's Nimai Pandit. We really like his dancing. And they were dancing around like this. And the Brahmins, the Nimai Pandit, we don't like his dancing. Yeah, the mercy goes over the top over them. They don't get it, have no faith. But these drunks in the bar had faith. That's my Lord, man. It's in the book. You can read it. The only thing stopping him from going to the bar inside was Srivas Pandit. Oh, Brahminical. He says, oh, no, the Lord, they won't understand your pastime of going in the bar. Well, it's time to understand that pastime, man. You're getting what you couldn't get back then. A real understanding of devotional service. If you don't like it, too bad, man. Go out there and follow your rituals. Go follow your hypocritical gurus who claim to get you in. The only thing against them is they could be nice, they could be sweet, they could be honest, but they're dishonest in this one way. They claim to get you to Vrindavan. They take your worship. Therefore, they're an idol and a hypocrite. Just simply that. And they can get over hypocrisy like this. Acknowledging the real empowered devotees, okay? And realize, oh, that's where the mercy is. And boom, you go over hypocrisy. You go over the hypocrisy of the false ego, like that. And now you become a real, follower, honest. See? Oh, yeah, you're right, man. Boy, I thought I was special and my disciples were making me special and I was believing it and all that. I was believing I was more special than them, and I didn't have the spirit. They don't have the spirit. Therefore, we're both on the same platform. We're non-liberated souls. So why am I acting the part as guru when I'm really not? What do you think what reason do you think you left ISKCON was because of that early? It's simply because of hypocrisy. Simple. And they can get over it like that. It's not like, oh, you're a hypocrite. Yeah, we're all a little hypocritical. Who the heck is perfect? Okay? But, the Lord says, at least you're not perfect and you're not, you're just a smuck here. You're a fallen soul. I like people who admit who they are. That's called repentance. See? Repentance. The Pharisees didn't repent, right? They didn't get the mercy of Jesus till they repented. After Jesus left and they saw these witnesses got the spirit, like people are going to see you're getting the spirit, even though I'm smashing away at everybody's idols. See, Varnashram Dharma is an idol that needs to be smashed right now. Because you believe in it too much. You got to see it's a piece of wood, man. It's an external management system for human beings to kind of get things going right. But if you think that's going to deliver you, oh, you got many lifetimes in front of you to try to perfect that system and forget about it in Kali Yuga. Yeah, everybody just on ritual level, ritual Christians and ritual Vaishnavas, they're going down already, man. The mode of ignorance and passions is tricking them and deceiving them all of them. Gurus, they're getting up there doing just what these entertainers do. Yeah, and go here, give you a lot of money and promote the shot, man, the clot shot. Promote it. Hey, the ISKCON, Dalai Lama, they're all falling. It's not strong enough, the path, to see through the illusion and the lies and the deceptions of this age. This is the apocalypse. Everything is revealed, but not to everybody. Yeah, I love this. I'm glad. Oh, thank God to be born now in this Kali Yuga, in this apocalypse. Because it's revealed Lord Chaitanya. That is the perfect revelation. I'm so happy. Thank God for this apocalypse. Just to get that understanding. Well, Lord Chaitanya was the supreme, latest incarnation of the Supreme Lord of the whole Kali Yuga, the whole 475,000 years, whatever that is. I think he sped it up because of technology. What you hear about that was supposed to come later is coming now. And even Jesus commented on that. He said he's doing this for the elect. See, those who have been elected. Are you elected? See, elected by God. Do you think it's elected by ISKCON or by the Gaudiya Samiti committees? No, you got to be elected by God. Are you elected by the Lord? See, if you're elected by the Lord, oh, now you got a position in the kingdom of God. Even here, you got that position. That's why people don't recognize it, because they can't relate. They're not elected. Most people are not elected. Okay? They can't even give a good smile. Did you see Janaki's kirtan last night? It was amazing to watch this. See, it was so interesting. She's walking down the street chanting Hare Krishna, and something was happening. People were smiling, dancing. Okay? enjoying the kirtan. You know, so when they die, what do they? The devotees come before them. Will they be happy? Well, if they're happy now, they're going to be happy then to see them, and they'll come close and get purified. That's how the Lord did it. You think everybody just became, an extent? No, well, they just, if they smiled and they were rising to life. See? Yeah. And what do we get in religion? People rise to condemnation, and they're really deeply in religion. What does that mean? Oh, it must be contamination. If you rise to condemnation and you're following all these rules perfectly and everything, and you don't like this, must be some kind of wrong mix. Okay, you follow like Shamaguri, she's following some rules, regulations, stuff, but she likes this, right? Don't you think this is your priority now? It's nice. Okay, you do your habits. Like if you're a Brahmin, you do Brahmin things, Brahmin-like things. If you're Sudra, you do Sudra-like things. If you're a Vaishya, you do Vaishya-like things. Okay? But you like the devotees. See, that's all the Lord's like. Hey, do you like me? And if you don't, stick around anyway, and then you'll be adverse, and then you'll be in love again. That's how it works. It's always worked like that. Yeah. Even in the material world, aversion. Okay? That's why they're doing. You see these masks and everything. They're conditioning people. A lot of people are rebelling. I don't like this. Yeah, of course you don't. It's not. But see, that's how they do it. They know. The Maya outsmarts everybody that's her dedicated servant. Even if you're not, she'll push you into rebellion, into submission. That's what she's doing. She'll starve you, torture you, all kinds of stuff. And if you don't have this, you'll believe her. You'll end up worshiping your captor. Everybody does. We cannot surmount the illusory potency of the Lord. It is God, literally. And so unless you make the real Lord, the eternal Lord, your Lord, and you're really feeling it, the Maya is going to get you, subdue you, put you in prison, kill you, all these things, whatever it takes. But she can't subdue those who have taken shelter of the transcendental Lord. Isn't it wonderful? Why wouldn't you want this? Okay? She can't deceive those who have taken full shelter. I've seen my own experience. I look at people in the new age, and they get a little understanding about the world and these demons. They could see it, but they don't know what to do. The only thing they can figure, well, let's run away. Let's run to the hills or something. Yeah. Or let's just blah, blah, blah. Let's attack it, with our words and all that. And it keeps rolling on, Or let's get these trucks out, they're going to honk, honk, honk. And it keeps rolling on. You can't subdue the Lord's Maya. If it's going to be whatever it's going to be. If it's going to be subdued, it'll be subdued. If not, not. So why mess with destiny? Let's get out of Dodge. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't get very far. I got a little rant. I had to do a little rant. I mean, this is the preaching of the Spirit, man. When it's time for the Spirit, you hear the preaching of the Spirit. I mean, I'm just preaching what Lord Chaitanya preaching. He said, if you follow the rule, I'm just tell you what he said in these books that Prabhupada wrote, Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you are a perfect Brahmin, following all the rules and regulations, perfected all the 12 Brahminical attributes, but are not engaged in pure devotional service. Okay, what does that mean? Pure devotional service is love of God, devotion to Krishna. Then you cannot even purify yourself or anybody else. So isn't it actually nice? Isn't it a great act of mercy to hear the truth Okay? The truth that where you can quickly come to the level of engagement in pure devotional service, the Lord will give himself to you so you can do it. Otherwise, you can't do it on your own. No way. Okay? And now you're getting purified, even though you haven't perfected the Brahminical things. And you know how long that would take you? A few lifetimes to perfect all. Oh, more than a few, actually. You know, that means you want to perfect the Brahman thing, you become a Brahma. And that's what it is. You're still stuck in this universe, and you spent what they say 100 lifetimes to become perfect in your Varnashram Dharma, and then go back to become a Brahma. You're still in a friggin' world. All that work, all those incarnations. Why not take the shortcut? That's why I preach the shortcut. I show the value of the shortcut. Shortcut are the devotees and the devotional, hearing the essence of the scriptures from their mouths. That's it, man. You do that, man. You're just like Maharaj Parikshit. That's all he did. Hey, Shukadev, you're my spiritual master, man. Let me just hear the essence of truth from you. And all I do is that. I'm just preaching the real Bhagavatam that was held back by Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod. Really, they held it back. Bhakti Vinod even said so. He says usually the Acharya ascertains the real purpose and the real meaning of the Bhagavatam. And did he say give it to others? No. They ascertain it and keep it for themselves. See? Usually. That's what they did since Bhakti Vinod to Prabhupada. See? But did they keep it for themselves? They wrote it. It's all in their purports. And we just extract it now. Okay? We extract that deeper purport and shout it from the rooftops, like my Master Jesus said, do. Shout it from the rooftops. That's why Prabhupada said, my approval. Remember that? Has my full approval. Doing exactly what I want you to do. Do more of that. Shout it from the rooftops, these things that I wrote in my books, the essence. Don't mix it with the fluff. Don't mix it. No, make it alloy. Just give them the essence. Yeah. So, so Karuna says, your ecstatic trios attract. Yeah, they attract and repulse. They do both. And the same thing, this word attracts and repulses. It's both. It's same potency, man. It's of God. This word is of God. It really is. I mean, hey, man, it's this. I love the truth, man. That truth, man, uncompromising truth, man, 99.9.9.9% pure. I like that, man. You know, I like how the Lord does a miracle and can actually speak it through this mouth. That's why it gets me up in the morning. That's why I'm here every day, man. Hey, Lord, let's see what's going to come from this rasa dance we do every day. And people, they sometimes, oh, you should say it this way. You should do it like this. You should say this. You should. I should. Yeah, I don't like the word should. Take should be. Let's take it out of our dictionary. Keep it in your dictionary. Live by the word. I should. You should. You should be ecstatic. You should be enthusiastic doing things you don't like to do. Yeah, be conflicted. Stay in conflict, man. We get people out of conflict. Okay? Because, I don't have to should do this. I like to be here, man. I like to hear the truth, man. I like to see the ecstasy. I like to feel the ecstasy, man. Okay? That's our dictionary here. You ready for new definitions? Or you want the other ones that you learned in Vaidhi Bhakti? You should do devotional service, otherwise you're going to hell. No, I'm doing devotional service because I'm going to a place beyond heaven and hell. I'm in a place beyond heaven and hell. Everybody, if you're in heaven, you glorify heaven, right? Isn't that people... Or you get some heavenly experience, even with God. Oh, yeah, it's all about heaven. Yes, come, you get your 7 virgins, have sex all the time, no restrictions. See, that's what they want. No, I want bhakti, no restriction. I want to preach unrestrictedly. I want to relish unrestrictedly. Forget about this other stuff. I'm just praying, Lord, you reduce this stuff in my life, this external stuff, and increase the ecstatic stuff. I like the stuff. Ecstatic stuff is real. So you need that stuff. You never will want a garage sale when you get ecstatic stuff. See, problem is people got material stuff, and you get too much of it, it's in the way, isn't it? Too much material stuff. Okay? You need spiritual stuff. Actually, that stuff of the material world has substance, man. Yeah, and you need spiritual senses to be able to experience that stuff, to relish that stuff. Krishna is the original stuff. Did you know that? All that stuff in the world comes from comes from the original stuff. He's the maker of all the stuff. It's so this stuff in the material world is so uninteresting to him. You know what he does? He delegates. You ever have these duties you delegate? I don't want to do all that. Delegate it, right? That's what he does. Hey, Brahma, you go create the stuff in the material. I don't want you delegate that job to you. I want to relish the stuff in the material, spiritual world, man. It's all over the place, man. I don't have to even create it. It's just always been there, man. I just go and remember, oh, man, here's my devotee. Oh, man, it's what a great meeting we're having. See, relish the eternal stuff. And Brahma, you go create the stuff of the material world. Get the people chasing after that stuff. You know? See, we get love of God here. You see, get devotion, and there that qualifies you. See, you're elected now. You want to be an elected official? You want to be officially a devotee, an elected official. See here, they want to, all these elected officials. Oh, I want to be like the president, elected official, a politician. No, you got to want to be an elected official. Officially, you're a devotee. You're stamped by God, man, anointed with the oil of the Spirit. See, now you're officially a devotee. We're making officials here. See? Officials that last, man. They don't die. They live forever. Yeah, prominent officials, man. You come here, man. You notice even here, you can see here, devotees, the more ecstasy they become, the more they're appreciated. More respected, right? The more, oh yeah, this is ecstatic devotee. I like their association. Who is, oh, look at who's Radhe. Sorry, Radhe. There she is. There's my girl. Radhe is very unique. She has a unique understanding. I like girls like that. Can we also delegate jobs to Brahma, Vishnu, especially Shiva? No, you can't. You can't delegate jobs to them. Oh yeah, well, I don't know. Let me think about that. I'll let the Lord think on that. Ain't gonna bother. I delegate all that kind of work to the Lord. Yeah. That's what I delegate also, man. Oh man, it's too hard for me to figure out, Lord. You're the computer, man. Yeah, just plug it in. Plug in, and then he'll do something about it. And Radhe, can you mute her mic? I think Radhe's mic is muted. I think your mic is muted. It's okay. It's muted. Don't worry about it. Okay. Man, that was a verse, huh? That was just one word. The holy name, religion of the age. Srila Bhakti. Okay, great. We got some action here. I'm waiting. I was fishing for some. I know it's controversial, this talk here. I like controversy. I don't shy away from it. Okay, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yes, okay. Used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds, japa 1,000, he is considered fallen. Okay, you want the purport of that verse? I'll give it to you anyway, whether you like it or not. Because Krishna gave it to me, it's my habit to give it to my friends. So here's the output. That's all to get you to realize that you're fallen. See? You don't realize you're fallen. That's the problem. If you realize the problem, you would have faith in your deliverers. And they would deliver you what? The real conclusion of the Vedas and not hold it back. So you chant your 64 rounds till you come to the point where you realize you're a fallen soul. Otherwise, you think, oh, by chanting 64 rounds, I'm going to be up. Isn't that what they're thinking? And Maya, oh, she loves that. Oh, look at this. You're chanting 64 rounds. Let me praise you. Oh, you're such a pure devotee, man. Okay? But that's not the real path. See, that's a Vaidhi thing. That's why, they taught these things, mixtures. Yeah, you chant 64 rounds and you're fallen. Yeah, like people can do that in Kali Yuga, especially now. In other words, you got to be an official sannyasi. And then you got to do that, and it's work, man. Oh man, your 64 dry rounds will be work, and you're still fallen. You're fallen, and look at this. This is the path that works. We preach the real path there. That's not the real path. Sorry. Yeah, Prabhupada preached things that were like that also. But who is he dealing with? People who don't believe they're fallen. If you believed you were fallen, man, if you may be chanting, again, are you chanting the 64 rounds? And probably not. See? So everybody's quoting all these things. Bhakti Siddhanta said this. And do you chant the 60? No, of course not. Yeah. And I'm still going to praise that preaching like the hypocrites. I'm a hypocrite, man. Oh, yeah, Prabhupada said, or Bhakti said, you chant 64 rounds, otherwise you're a fallen soul, man. Do you chant 60? No, of course not. Who can chant 64 rounds? And somebody might say, yeah, I do chant that 64 rounds. I'm not fallen. See? Oh, really? See? People don't. They're all superficial understanding. No, nothing deep. No real conclusions. See? External ideas, no depth, nothing at all. That's why you come to these books. It says, Lord Chaitanya came. He said, for after a long time, I have not given the world the gift, the gift, the gift, the gift, the gift, the gift, the gift. What gift? The gift of chanting 64 rounds and staying high? Or the gift of ecstatic love. For a long time, I have not given the world the gift of pure love of Krishna. See? So he came to give the gift. And in 1996, I was given the order to give the gift. I already had the gift, man. I was chanting in ecstasy since 1972 when I connected with Jesus, 73. All it took was just a little connection with the book to be that brought to there. Okay. And then after 1996, from 72 to 96 and going through all this ecstatic worship, then Prabhupada came and said, yeah, okay, now, okay, give it to the world. You relished it enough in a closet like I did. Now, give it to the world. It's the apocalypse, right? Give it to the world. Apocalypse. Reveal everything. Shout it from the rooftops. Get people interested in ecstatic devotion. If they're not, throw them into the Vaidhi pile with the other smelly fish. Here's smelly fish still. I know. How you know? Because if you're chanting in ecstasy, you go amongst the smelly fish, they don't like it. They'll kick you out of the temple, excommunicate you. They don't like to them, hey man, we've been around these smells so long. We don't like that smell. We don't like that aroma of the real Krishna, the ecstatic one. See, why is Radha such a secret? Why is Radha? She's the biggest. Bhakti is the biggest secret. Krishna said it in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, bhakti is the biggest secret. See, Radha is the biggest secret. See? Here we reveal that secret so easily. Secret is the devotion, man. See, emotional, right? Emotional worship of God. See, it's spiritual because the Lord is the object. See, Radha, women, tend to be emotional. See, you have to become attached to the spiritual object, Krishna's name. If you're not, you're just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I did my 1 lakh. I'm not falling. Sorry, man. I chant my, whatever it is, 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 15 rounds. I don't know. Sometimes whatever I do. See, and I know I'm fallen, but I'm raised by that name into the level of ecstatic love for that name. That's all I know. You want to do that 64 rounds and in your mind you think you're not fallen, or just admit you're a fallen soul, smuck, and come to the real devotees, be elevated because the Lord is so pleased you came through the door the right way. You turned the right key to get in the right door, that he gives himself to you. Like he said, oh, my dear devotees, you love me. Therefore, I give my transcendental body to you. See, Lord Chaitanya said that in the book. And you can distribute it and sell it anywhere at any price. Any price. We're with that program. I always had natural love for Lord Chaitanya. He's been my life and soul for a long time. He's the one to give me happiness, ecstasy. I can't live without it. I'd be gone here. I wouldn't be preaching. I'd be gone. You wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Forgot what the point was, but say la vie. Oh, by the way, Tom, you're doing a great job.
Chanting.
These things are great. He takes the preaching parts, and puts them up there in a little snippet. Yesterday I was walking, man. I just kept listening, and it was so interesting. Even the class I gave, so interesting, amazing, fascinating. And man, the walk went by like that. I didn't even know. I just lost time and everything. I'm just so interested in hearing these preachings. They're really nice. That's why I know they're not just of the body or the false ego. They're interesting. The transcendental metals generated from the dealing. There we go. Now Karuna is getting on the right page. Generated from the dealing gopis of Krishna cannot be tasted by means of fruit of activity, yogic austerities, speculative knowledge, regulative devotional service. See? So what's the fault? I'm just telling you what the verses are. See? Regulative devotional service. You cannot taste them that way. They believe you can taste them that way eventually. Right? They say, oh yeah, by doing my regulative devotional service, I'm going to automatically come to to the spontaneous platform. Now, is that being misdirected or what? See, is that what the directions of the map book? See, this is a direction book. This is a map. Okay? See, you got to say, is my conception in line with the real preaching of the book? And usually it's not. If you're out there, outsider, believing that 64 rounds is going to deliver you. See? That's bullshit. It's only going to deliver you if in its perfection, it's going to deliver you here or with some ecstatic devotee, and you're going to become like a Maharaj Parikshit. And he didn't chant those 64 friggin' rounds, but he went back to Godhead because he followed the real Bhagavatam direction, not that. That's for people in false ego who want, and that's always the first teaching you get from the acharyas, like Moses. Follow rules, regulations, and austerities, because you're a fruitive person. And inside your heart is full of nasty things. It's just a humbling thing. Because the fruit of that ultimately is to meet the devotee and become like Maharaj Parikshit and listen to an empowered devotee who's empowered to speak the real Bhagavatam to you. That's it. That's the result of your chanting 64 rounds, because you will not attain Krishna like that. You'll attain the association of a devotee, then you'll attain Krishna. Because you won't be doing that kind of preaching unless you're dealing with a lot of bottom feeders, a lot of very gross persons, gross individuals, who can't understand what I'm talking about. Even now, there's so much grossness out there in Vaishnavism, they still can't understand my preaching and what I'm talking about. They don't like 99.9% pure preaching. They want it mixed in with all the rules and regulations and ceremonies. They don't like abandon. Oh, yeah, they like to read the verse they don't understand. Oh, abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to me. Oh, yeah, they love to read the verses and then go to the next verse because they don't understand it. And then they preach something different like that. Yeah. So, Suke, what do you think of that? See? So we're here to preach the real path now, to reveal it. Otherwise, you'd see, when Bhaktisiddhanta was preaching this, how many people got love of God? They're all rituals. After Bhaktisiddhanta left, they all fought over the buildings and to appoint each other acharyas. That's all. It went to hell. It was destroyed. It was destroyed, the Gaudiya Math. No life in there. I visited the temple, no life. Got these little brahmacharis looking through the windows. Is somebody coming to give donations? Is that life? What do you think Jesus would think about that? If he came here and saw that, he would call that idol worship. You're not idling away your time, man. Yeah. Anyway, people are for it. You get the opportunity. You Vaides out there and this guy, you get an opportunity. You could come here, man. Yeah, this preaching was not available back then or now, even before this. You want real life? Come. You want to live? Come. You'll live, man. You'll be living. This is living. This is the life. This is why Jesus was preaching and preaching. Life in preaching. This is why Bhaktivinoda, he also preached. Even when he was old, he just preaching. You never get, why would you not want to glorify the truth, man? When you get the ecstatic potency, man, you want to glorify the essence of truth. The world needs to hear it. The world needs to be uplifted by it to another platform of consciousness beyond rules and regulations and varnashram dharma. What do you think the conversation was with Ramananda or Lord Chaitanya? He said, Lord Chaitanya said, what is the highest goal of life and the means to attain it? Well, Varnashram Dharma, of course. So Ramananda Roy knew what he was doing. He wanted to teach people the real path because he knew the Lord was here to teach it. So he said, okay, I'll just teach what all the other teachers teach. Prabhupada included and Bhaktisiddhanta. Externally. Oh, Varnashram. So he did the same thing. External priest. Start from the external level, first stage, right? Oh, Varnashram Dharma, following the rules and the regulations of the Varna and the Ashram. Oh, that gives you the highest perfection of life. Now you would think, see, he comes from an authority, why is he doing it? He wants to show you what people were preaching before and what they believe. And the Lord drew out more. Oh, he rejected it. It says right there, you can read it. He rejected that. You guys are following deeply in faith in what the Lord himself rejected. Simply because, Prabhupada said, I'm going to get the perfection of life. Well, like Ramananda said it, but hey, man, you ready to go deeper? You want some deeper truth? The Lord said, I reject that. You can read it. The word says reject. I reject that.
Tell me something deeper. Tell me something deeper. What are you hearing? Telling you something deeper? Yes or no? Oh, and then Ramana said, oh, one who rejects that and listens to the deeper conclusions, he went 4 steps to get where we're preaching. You're missing all those. You don't need to go all those steps because we're going right. Those who listen, who give up speculating on thinking like this here, you thinking probably because you know what Bhaktisiddhanta said. He said it right, and you can't follow it because it's too friggin' hard, right? You give up your idea that that's what to do because you can't do it anyway. So why not listen here and listen to a self-realized soul? See, they realize the real self, man. They have intimacy with God, and listen to them, and then and they can live in any varna or ashram. Oh, and the next stage from doing that, ecstatic love of God. You notice that's why people get ecstatic love of God here so easily, many. Because they listen to a person who has realized the real self, as crazy as it sounds. Right there, Radhi? You listen to a guy, he sounds like a madman. If you don't sound like a madman, you're not doing it right. See, you got to sound like a madman, and then people have to get the experience of this ecstatic madness. And it's understanding that comes along with it. See? And they say, oh, this madness is very good. I like it, man. Oh, it's changed my life. Man, I feel shelter here. Man, I'm miserable listening to these ISKCON devotees and these Vaidhi Bhaktas promoting rules, regulations as the highest thing. Oh, I like to hear Lord Chaitanya rejected that path and wanted to go deeper. See? Now you're going deeper because you're open to it. You're hearing the real deep preaching. The stuff that Bhakti Vinod said, the acharyas keep to themselves, and you're listening to that. Oh, automatic elevation, man. Automatic. Simply because you're convinced in your heart to listen to this madness, so-called madness. Madness that gives the greatest happiness, so it can't be really that mad. You overcome hatred. You don't hate your brothers anymore. Everybody else would say, you're mad, Lalita Ganga. You're mad, woman. And you know what? They just project because they're mad that you're so happy. See, they're mad about it. See, that's madness. They're mad about ecstatic worshipers. So I consider you're the crazy guys out there. You're crazy not to like this. Not to want this, not to hanker after the supreme absolute truth given so easily like Lord Chaitanya. You are crazy. You're nutso, man. A few screws are loose for not wanting to get the golden goose. So therefore, you're going to just get goosed in this world by Maya. Okay, replying. Okay, yes, Maharaj, I understand it. Okay, good. This is all about great association, sadhu sangha. Exactly. It's all leading to this. There are people, that chant 3 lakhs. There was one guy. He chanted 3 lakhs, and he was adverse to the association of a pure devotee. That's how the Lord shows all these things. Showed me. The guy chanted 3 lakhs, and he was very moral. A nice moral, nice guy. But he said this pure devotee was a demon. And I thought, wow, Lord, it's really true what you said. That's why you threw the brahmachari out of your kirtan. And simply, he went to Srivas Thakur, and he brought him in. Oh, you went through my devotee. See, it's always going, isn't it? Again and again and again. Don't we? Why do I repeat the damn thing over and over again? Because you got to go through the door, man. The door is the honest devotee who has a real relationship and is a real associate of Lord Chaitanya. Real deal. Is all leading to that, to be convinced of that. Because when you are, just from that faith alone, the Lord's going to trust you. See? Because you trust his devotee, that means you're trusting him, because he comes as the devotee. They're that intimate, man. I'm telling you, that intimate. You need one of those. They're rare. You think gold is hard to find. Ooh. Find somebody that knows Vrindavan, man. Oh, you're lucky if one comes in 1 million lifetimes. Amy says, I love this madness. I'm crazy about it. Me too. It gets you, makes you truly enthusiastic, spiritually enthusiastic, that nobody knows. And they understand what it is to eat the bread of life. The bread of life are these books as they are, man. This is God. I'm telling you, man. It really is. These verses explain perfectly, give the ultimate happiness to the Lord. See? And it gets the Chakravaka breast like demons go like this. Ooh, who is he? Who is he? You're lucky I got the order, the encouragement to preach like this. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done it. I tell you, that order, it gives all power, man. You know, it gives all ability, power, and everything, man. Without it, you don't get the blessing of the real Vaishnavas and Krishna. You can't preach their cult. This is their thing, man. The Lord wants people to know the essence now, because it's your only chance now, really. The Maya is steamrolling everything. It's mode of passion, ignorance, steamrolling the Vaidis. You can, when you start serving them like that, serving their mission of this, injection, you're just doing what they, what the Maya wants you to do. Get rid of people. Get rid of the people from this planet. You're doing, you're part of that. See, so you're part of that hypocrisy. And that's why these gurus, because they're hypocrites. They can't, it doesn't matter how nice you are. I'm telling you the essence of the truth. Doesn't matter how nice you are, or you appear, how sweet you appear, how honest you are materially. But spiritually, you're a hypocrite. And you can't preach the real cult of Lord Chaitanya. You can't preach these conceptions that deliver people who believe in them. We're here to deliver people, man. To do what Jaipataka can't do, and Radhanath can't do, and Narayan Maharaj couldn't do. I think, man, you're not talking to I have experience here. I was in ISKCON 5 years. I was in Gaudiya Samiti for 1.5 years. I was with the Radhakund Babajis for 6 months. That's all I needed. And to go to a couple of those gurus. None of them had this. I had it from the beginning. That came in with it, obviously. It awakened so easily. All I needed was one mantra and just one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita or any book, Bhagavatam, and boom, there. Yeah, exactly. They let you can taste it, because you're just tasting what I'm tasting, right? That's how it works. You're saying, I like that taste of that preaching. Okay. If you're contaminated with this and that, and you have faith in some other paths that's going to deliver, you won't like this. You'll think, I don't like that. It's not mixed. It's not watered down enough, man, with politics and people pleasing and ass kissing. What is this ass kicking path? Kicking the ass of Maya. What is this? No, we believe in her. We believe in lesser paths and longer durations. This goes against my understanding, and my understanding is better than a person that chants in ecstatic love. No, that's really logical. Really smart. See, that's the logic of these gurus, even. My conclusion is not like that. I have the right one. It's better than a person who chants with ecstatic devotion that I can see with my own eyes. See, that's called an illusionist. That's a person in illusion. They're not very smart. They're called less intelligent. And these are your gurus? Are you kidding? Anybody out there know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Vitiland over there, in Gaudiya Smriti and Gaudiya Math. You want to find out what real life is. You really have greed to know Krishna, to know that person you're worshiping beyond all the external formalities. You want to know the real Vrindavan? Ooh, give this a shot for 30 days. And Krishna will inject you with the real substance. He'll just shoot it into your transcendental body and bring it to life. You know, it'd be interesting. I'd like to know, is the Gaudiya Samiti promoting this thing? I know Acharya Dev is oh yeah, this is very intelligent. Go and get you. Boy, how smart that guy is. He's not very smart. My God. He's supposed to be. This shows you, man, you can get your PhDs, you can get your little votes to be an ISKCON guru and all that, but you can't fool Krishna. You can't outsmart him. You can only fool people, neophytes, who don't know any better. You can use Prabhupada's books to preach bullshit, man, to preach lies that you can deliver your design. You can take worship like all idols do and idle away from your time. But you can't fool devotees, real devotees, and the real Krishna. Because your actions will show everything. Oh, yeah, it's very intelligent to shoot this shit in my body, man. Yeah, it's very intelligent. Put a mask on and go, very intelligent. See? Even though you got a big PhD, you should be smarter than that. It shows you doesn't work like that. You got to be anointed, man. You got to be empowered by Krishna and the disciplic line to do substantial preaching and to lift the world out of the water. You got to be an empowered Varaha to lift the world out of that water of devastation, which is the Maya, man. They're devastating everybody. Right, Rodney? You don't want to be devastated. You still a post woman? You're still delivering post cards? Yeah? Good. Your appearance, same date as Chaitanya's disappearance. Isn't that interesting? Same date as Lord Chaitanya disappeared, and then I had the birth. I don't know if that's so coincidental. I mean, not that it's like I'm so great, but it's just interesting. It's interesting. Gaur Govinda, the only ecstatic devotee I've seen after Prabhupada in ISKCON. Well, of course, maybe Jayapataka, not Jayapataka. Was it? Anyway, those two, that famous ones. But the real ecstatic one was that Gaur Govinda. And he disappeared in 1996, and then I got the order by Prabhupada, came right up, and gave the order to do this. To continue a crying school, right? Real one, the real crying school. See, you got the false one over there where you're not allowed to cry. Is it labeled crying school? It's kind of their motto, right?
They call it like this. I haven't seen it written, but they call it like that. Yeah.
You're muted.
I'm not muted.
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Just a second. It's my fault. Change the setting here. Okay, go ahead. What?
Yeah, they call it the crying school.
Still didn't work.
But, still not working.
What is going on here? Oh, I see the problem. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. They call it
Go
the
ahead there,
crying
Lalita.
school, Guru Maharaj. They call it, but I haven't
It's
seen
still a
written
problem.
somewhere.
Are you muted again, maybe? Can you hear
No.
Lalita?
Anybody? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
Murat.
all right, right. Let me check. Okay, okay. All
So
right.
I'm repeating for everybody over and over again.
Oh, okay,
I can
okay.
hear her test sound.
Oops, come on, come on, come on. Okay, try now, Lolita.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was staying in a flat with a lady who was a member of the Scribe School, a devotee there. And she she heard me crying in my room when I was chanting, and she always came knocking on my door and say, "It's not a show, it's not a show." But you should follow my guru, she said. Yeah, you can ask Balaram the whole story. You should follow my guru in the crying school, and come, please, come there. And then I went, and nobody cried. It's not a show. It's no, you can't cry, but they call it the crying school because, oh yeah, because her guru, you can hear, he's holding it in. Do you hear it? His voice is choking. He's holding it. So this was so holy that he was holding it in, but that I was really crying. That was a sin. Um,
Isn't that amazing? That's what they did in the Narayan Raj thing. I was in there and he's really holding, and he was going, oh, it's just like Rupa Goswami. I mean, because they say, oh, Rupa Goswami was like a stone and he was raging, inside and all that. I mean, they say, and so, I mean, that's what I saw. And therefore, but I never saw it transmitted it never came in the classes. I would listen to the classes and nobody had the realizations that would, and okay, fine, if you're trying to hold it in, but you would have the realizations, and I didn't see that in him or anybody. Yeah, they don't have the realizations that come from ecstatic worship, and that's why they're opposed to it. I mean, that's how rare it is. I mean, I had to go make the rounds to see that. It was important for me to do that. I had to go to Jesus and check that out in the ecstatic Christians, and go to Narayan Raj and go to the Radical Babajis, and then go to ISKCON and really search this out. And then I made my conclusion from the research. I did the research. You're seeing a person did the research, not somebody. I'm not just like speculating. I was in there. I spent my time of my life, years to figure this out, to be clear and conclusive and confident in this preaching. That nobody was showing the signs, and because it's so rare. I mean, I just had to come to that conclusion. It's no different here. Even back then, 550 years ago, before the appearance of the Lord, was Nityananda, ecstatic devotee, and Madhavinda Puri. They did pilgrimage all over the place in different directions, and they finally meet. They became ecstatic. And they realized, it's right there in Chaitanya Bhagavat, they realized, look, we met so many saintly people, sannyasis, religionists, sadhanas, mayavadis, and all this, but we didn't feel this ecstatic connection until they met. Because they were both from Vrindavan. They're rare to find, even back then. Lord Chaitanya meets a devotee in South India. He was a Brahmin, or I don't know who he was. But anyway, he meets this devotee, and they embrace. Just like internally is the embrace. You embrace of God, you can understand what this is. And they embrace, because the Lord externally and internally is the same. There's no difference. Okay? So they embraced, and they started to shake and to choke up and all that. It's like, just like when you feel when you're chanting Lalita, the Lord comes to you like that. It was like that. They said, you must have, and the Brahmin, or whatever, I think it was a Brahmin, you must have a relationship with my guru. Otherwise, this is rare. You would not have such symptoms. There's no way you can have such symptoms. Only my guru has this kind of thing. So you must have some relationship with him. See, it's a family affair. Totally. That's why you got the same thing here, because it's a family. You're part of this family, or you're dedicated. You realize, hey man, this is the family I want to be a part of.
Can you imagine all these ISKCON gurus and followers and everything? They don't want to be part of this family, but this is the real family of Lord Chaitanya, man, coming to give that grace, to make them family members so easily without a lot of troubles. Otherwise, you're going to have troubles, man. You'll probably end up leaving, because you didn't, you're just doing rules, regulations, and you're around idols who can't bring you to Vrindavan. They're not in there themselves. You got to be in Vrindavan consciousness. You have to have that bhav of Vrindavan, which is so rare. You could see in the Raj group, a year and a half, I'm looking for that bhav, couldn't find it. What they said, well, he has it. He's just like they say about that crying. Oh, you see, he's really holding it back. He's got it. Did you get it? No, of course not. Many lifetimes before I'll get it. There's some kind of trick there being going on, isn't there? Isn't that sign? Something not clear about that. You want to go, how many more lifetimes you want to go being bewildered by such preaching? I mean, in doubt, that means you doubt. Automatically, you're going to doubt. That's when you doubt this. Yeah. So anyway, this is the real deal, and it's being offered to the world, anybody. If you come here and you'll be convinced, because this preaching is better than what you've heard for 40 years from these people speculating on the real Siddhanta of Lord Chaitanya's mission, of what real Siddhanta is in his mercy, his special mercy, not in the rules, right? That's always been there. It's always been done by our old religions, are following some rules and regulations and ceremonies. But what Lord Chaitanya did and what we're doing now again is uncommon, unusual, and powerful, 1,000 times powerful than being in ISKCON all your life. You come here for 1 month, it's like better than being in ISKCON for 1,000 lifetimes. I'm not exaggerating, man. You get the result of that. You've been in ISKCON for 25, 40 years, and you just come and very quickly you get this result. Proof. It's 1,000 times more powerful than being in ISKCON. It's 1,000 times more powerful being with Narayan Raj. Oh, you show me one of the gurus that chants like Johan or Lalita and has dreams like that. You show it. They won't. They don't have. And they do the same thing, just like their guru. We're holding it back because we got to appear like we're ecstatic devotees, and we can't. We got to just do something to appear like that, because they do read that the devotees were so ecstatic, right? And they were crying and laughing. But we got to hold it because we really can't do it. But we'll just talk about it in the mind and intellectual, memorize all the verses and all that, and think you're an ecstatic devotee and act really humble, See, it's all about acting, act humble, be humble. Don't question anything. Don't question our guru. Do I allow you not to question me? Or do you rather be a blind believer of Narayan? Oh, don't question anything. But you can question Gohari does. You can ask any question you want. You can't question. Do I follow all the rules and regulations? No. Am I perfect? Do I chant 60? No. Do I have the mercy of Radha and Krishna? Yes. That, to me, that's really important. Does the Lord give that mercy again? Yes. You can look at the disciples. Some of them have gotten it, and it's fructifying in some, and some are on their way. See, they're afraid of questions because they don't have the real thing. Yeah, they should be afraid because everything will fall apart. I'm here to dismantle Maya, to build some. This is a new world order, man. We're going to order it under the governance of Radha and Krishna. This is the new government, centrally. See, this is they want a one world central government, and we also, Radha and Krishna, are the one world center. You don't need any other center. We don't need any other CIA intelligence agency other than them. They are a central intelligence agency, and we have all over the world branches. Okay? This is, what do you think? One world order is just a shadow of what the Lord really wants and is going to get. Okay. Are you okay with that kind of government there, Tom? Will that be pleasing to the heart?
Pleasing to the heart.
Yeah, one world government governed by Radha and Krishna. Okay? Coming out of no more in the shadows, bring them out of the shadows. We don't need any shadow government. No, what do they call it? Gray government, dark. What's that word they use? Yeah. Freddie, have you developed natural transcendental intelligence instead of artificial intelligence? Exactly. See, artificial intelligence is, they want some super intelligence. See? Well, how can you get more intelligent than having this relationship with Krishna? And then you won't be concerned about the fluff. See, the artificial intelligence is only interested in all that information, the mundane information. And when you die, you got to leave it here. See, the real intelligence that comes from the central intelligence agency, Radha and Krishna, worship in ecstasy and intimacy, is the essence of all understanding. You just get the best of the essence that goes with you forever. You get clear, perfect Siddhanta, and you become a dispenser of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. The Lord is just waiting for people to accept the mercy. And then you become a dispenser of that. You just teach people faith in the real truth. See? And that's not it. Look, 50 years after Prabhupada, where's the ecstatic worship? Where's the crying school? Where's the laughing school? Okay. Where's the choking up when you chant Krishna's name? See, that's what it's all about. The symptoms of love. Where are the symptoms of real love for that name, which is Krishna, non-different. And Radha and Krishna is that name. Yeah. Where is that? That's a question people need to ask. When you that's why you spend 30 days here. We'll take your mind and wash it of all the lies. It's accepted. This is, the mind washing is just, and it's something you do with you got to be intelligent. You got to analyze. You got to look at this stuff because it'll challenge you what you believed before. See, here you get you get the washing of the illusion away, and then you can become more clear. Well, what's the fault of that? See, brainwashing is the shadow of the brainwashing of illusion from your mind. See, the brainwashers can't do this. They can't. It causes limitation by listening to the mainstream media programming you and television, through the television, telling you the vision of limitation, see, of misdirection, of fear, messages that put you in fear, in disconnection from the Lord's spiritual potency. See, they're telling you a vision. I'm also telling you a vision. See, but what is the vision? Is it limitation? Is it freedom? Freedom in the truth. See, people think freedom in truth. I never heard that before. That's right. They can't tell you. Even the gurus can't tell you your freedom is in the truth. That's why I can abandon all varieties of religion, because I'm in the truth, man, as it is. Otherwise, you can't do. You got to come here and listen. Get your brain washed of all that bullshit you've taken in from bullshitters on all these gurus and all this stuff. They've been speculating. But my guru is very sincere. He's a sincere speculator. Okay, still, hey, man. It's like going to I'm like a cop, another hat, man. You see my cop hat? I'm writing you a ticket. You can be there. But officer, I didn't know this was a red light. I thought it was a green light, and I'm sorry, man. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. See, new hat today. Policemen. See? Checkerboard. with this is that we check everything. See, we go beyond the duality of black and white. See, into the trans. I'm sorry, man. We're writing you a ticket, man. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Okay? If you come before our sadhu sangha here, our judgments here, these are all judgments here. You come and you listen to these judgments, and you agree. You come to agreement. Oh, we'll take that ticket, wrap it up, throw it in a waste bag, burn it. Better. Don't exist anymore. Otherwise, you're just heaping up all kinds of tickets. Yeah. And you know it. Yeah. So if people say, is Gohari brainwashing? You said, yeah. But not in the way you think. I'm getting my brainwashed too. What do you think? It's not, I'm also getting the brainwash. You think I'm any better than you guys? We're in the same platform, man. Ecstatic devotees, many of us. See? You see, it goes both ways. You can be a blind guru with blind followers, or you can be an awake guru with awake followers. So we're on the same platform, and we're all awake. You still believe in the American dream? Do you still believe in the ISKCON dream or the Gaudiya Samiti dream? Well, you got to be asleep to believe it. I borrowed that from George Carlin. Modified it a little bit for our preaching purposes. God, I'm not getting very far, man. When are we going to reach our goal? All glories to Lord Gauranga, his devotees and associates. Just by hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, devotional service to the Supreme Lord is immediately achieved. Oh, where's this one chanting 1 lakh to achieve the mercy? Where's that? How come that verse is not in here? Where does it say you have to chant 1 lakh not to be fallen? It says here, just by hearing the glories of Lord Chaitanya, devotional service to the Supreme Lord is immediately achieved. Okay. I'll follow this path. Thank you very much. I'm reading the map book. Am I reading wrong? Am I dividing the path and saying, well, this is devotional service, chant 1 lakh, and otherwise you're not fallen, or otherwise you're fallen? Or does this sound more practical, more attainable, more realizable? Oh, all glories to Lord Chaitanya, devotees and his associates, just by hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Are you going to hear these directly from Lord Chaitanya, by the way? See, does it say just by reading these pastimes or by hearing them? See? And if you hear all glories to Lord Gauranga, his devotees and his associates, just by hearing from them, see? Devotional service to the Supreme Lord is immediately attained. See how fast you guys are getting this? Pretty fast, huh? It's almost so fast, it's overwhelming. And, it just can't contain it. You want to save the world. You want to go out to each and every living soul. Come back to Godhead, man. The door is open. It's here, right? You just want everybody to know. See your heart. She's just got a big heart. Lord Chaitanya's heart. But Lord Chaitanya, she's got a little body. Give her a break, man. Don't give her too much realization of this. She's only 5'6" or something. How tall are you? 5'6"? 4? 5'1". She's only 5'1", man. But you know, she always told me, she said, I got an enlarged heart. No, not enlarged. The Lord wanted to make it bigger for him. He wanted to fit in there. Otherwise, he won't fit. He needs an enlarged heart. See, so it's all under the Lord's direction, all of this stuff. We are never the same and can now dance in the rain. No more pain or feeling insane. Exactly. All right. What happened here? So while Lord Chaitanya lived in Jagannath Mishra's house, his absolute identity was wrapped in complete secrecy and no one could recognize him. So you want to read there, River? You want to read a little bit? You can pick up where I left off.
Maharaj, yeah, I think my sound isn't very good actually.
You do what?
Is it my sound is crackling.
Oh yeah, it's crackling. Are you using your computer?
No, but I have bought a new one. So can I read tomorrow?
Huh?
I bought a new computer.
Yeah.
I haven't my other computer today.
Oh, it's not set up. It's not set up.
It's not set up yet.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to wait on the computer.
All right. So yeah, mute your microphone. We'll get Tom to read. You want to read, Tom?
Yes, I want to read.
Go for it.
Where you left off yesterday? Where we didn't left off?
Left off now. What do you mean yesterday? Right now.
I need this.
Adi Kanda chapter 8.
And then
and then the 1, 2, 3 paragraphs down.
From the beginning, the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya.
What book you at? No, what Adi Leela? Are you in Adi Leela?
Page 85.
Yeah. And then the fourth paragraph is the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya.
Oh no, the third paragraph. So count them. 1, 2, 3.
While the Lord Chaitanya lived, of all glory.
There you go.
All glories. Yes. Thank you. All glories to you. Thank you, Shri Garidas. Thank you, beautiful members of this song. All glories to Lord Gauranga. All glories to Lord Gauranga. His devotees and his associates. His devotees and his associates.
Somebody's not muted over there. So,
someone is crackling. Something
okay.
is crackling. His devotees and his associates. Just by hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, devotional service to the Supreme Lord is immediately achieved. Just by hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, devotional service to the Supreme Lord is immediately achieved. Wow, how relaxed. While Lord Chaitanya lived in Sri Jagannath Mishra's house, his absolute identity was wrapped in complete secrecy, and no one could recognize him. As many games as there are for boys in this world, young Nimai played them all. Who knows the names of all these games? Yes, all these games, all those roles. The wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have been revealed. The most wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have been revealed in all the Vedas and Puranas. Within a short time, all fortunate and pious souls will hear about them. Perfectly absorbed in the mood of a child, Lord Gauranga passed many years. Perfectly absorbed in the mood of a child, Lord Gauranga passed many years. Wow, how relaxed. At last, the time arrived for him to accept the sacred Brahmin threat. That feels more serious. At last, the time arrived for him to accept the sacred Brahmin threat. When Sri Mishra decided to initiate his son with the sacred Brahmin threat, he called his friends to his house for the occasion. So when Sri Mishra decided to initiate his son with the sacred Brahmin thread, he called his friends to his house for the occasion. They arrived in great delight and took up different duties to assist with the ceremony. The ladies ululated in glorification and sang about the extraordinary qualities of Lord Krishna, while the musicians played on different instruments, mridangas, shanai, and flutes. Wow, sounds relaxed. Wow, mridangas, shanai, and flutes. The Brahmanas chanted Vedic hymns, and the orators offered verses in glorification. Sachi Devi's house was flooded with great joy. As if joy personified had made her appearance there. All the time Lord Gaurasundara was to accept the sacred thread. All the planets were favorably positioned. All the time Lord Gaurasundara was to accept the sacred thread. All the planets were favorably positioned. The month, day, and moment were all auspicious when Lord Gauranga, who is Sri Hari, accepted the sacred thread. The sacred thread adorning the beautiful form of the Lord was an enchanting sight. Certainly, Anandashesh must have assumed the form of a thread to circle the body of his beloved Lord. Wow. Oh my God. The Supreme Lord Gaurachandra. The Supreme Lord Gaurachandra then manifests his Vamana form. Whoever saw that wonderful pastime felt unbounded joy. Wow. I would like, sorry, yes. Unbounded joy. People saw a wonderful spiritual aura emanating from the Lord, and they immediately discarded the idea he was an ordinary child. With a stick in hand and a cloth bag hanging from his shoulder, Sri Gaurasundara went begging dakshina to the houses of his devotees. Each man, according to his ability, placed alms in Nimai's bag and felt great satisfaction. Wow. The ladies also smiled with pleasure as they dropped their alms in his bag. Wow. Sri Saraswati Devi, Sri Parvati Devi, and the chaste and dedicated wives of other great sages appeared on the scene. Taking the position of Brahmana wives, they gave alms to the beautiful Brahmana boy Nimai. Seeing Nimai's radiant Vamana form, everyone smiled with satisfaction and gave him alms. He enacted the transcendental pastimes of Lord Vamana simply for the redemption of all conditioned souls. He enacted the transcendental pastimes of Lord Vamana simply for the redemption of all conditioned souls. Wow. all glories, all glories to Lord Gaurish Chandra's beautiful form. Please place those lotus feet upon the throne of my heart.
Hey,
Please.
Lily, Ganga, you read a little bit now.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Good job.
Sorry?
I said thanks, Tom.
Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. All glories to you. All glories to the disciplic land. All glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Radha Krishna. Seeing Nimai's radiant Vamana form, everyone smiled with satisfaction and gave him alms. He enacted the transcendental pastimes of Lord Vamana simply for the redemption of all conditioned souls. Oh, glories! Oh, glories to Lord Gaurachandra! Oh, glories to Lord Gaurachandra's beautiful form!
So,
Three.
got me out of bed. Yeah. Now that's an interesting covered statement, isn't it? What is this? He enacted the pastimes of Vamanadev for simply for the conditioned soul's redemption. Yeah. Yeah. He kicked a hole in the material universe and brought in spirit again. See?
Yeah.
Brought in the spiritual world, the devotees with devotion, devotional energy, kicked a hole in it, just rushed in. See? Brought in. And that's how it is. Otherwise, the world is not redeemed except by this ecstatic potency coming from the spiritual world. It's different than all the potencies you see in the material universe here. Okay? So that's how he did it. And so you could see, he definitely kicked a hole in the universe because all the spiritual potency was in him. He was a storehouse for this. Actually, all devotees, they do that. The Lord is in them. See, so that same Lord that's from the spiritual universe descends into them and out into the world. That's how they're redeemed. See, if you don't believe in that spiritual potency coming through the associate of the Lord, or you don't believe in their preaching, which is the word of God, it's the word of that God from outside of the universe, then you can't be lifted. See, you have to be lifted out of this. Just like the waters, the Varaha lifted the earth. She couldn't do it on her own. She had to be lifted. So the devotee is lifted by engaging in pure devotional service, which this is. See, serving the Lord, see, in ecstasy and bliss and knowledge, just lift, and you lift anybody who listens to you, anybody in your emanation, see, into the spiritual dimension. If you don't have the power to do that, you're not a real guru. You're not the songbook. You got to be the thing you're singing for 40 friggin' years. 40 years, 50 years singing that the gurus don't even know. From the real associate of the Lord, the real spiritual master, from them ecstatic premen emanates, and by their word, Maya explodes. See, ignorance is destroyed. Yeah. And you're lifted out of this world by your faith in that word and faith in being around ecstasy. And then the Lord trusts you, and you start to feel that the Lord is lifting up inside you, being born again, man, born of spirit. And you live on spirit, you live on sadhu sangha, you live on chanting, man. The Lord's name, it lifts the Lord in your own body and out into the world. Why do you think so many people are happy? Jonik is bringing up the Lord, and giving it to the world. You see everybody happy. Yeah, that's a Sankirtan. Yeah, so that's a beautiful. You see how these are geniuses, these poets. They say things and they have very deep meanings. Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lolita. That was good. That was a good one.
Oh glories, to Lord Chaitanya's beautiful form. Please place those lotus feet upon the throne of my heart. Anyone who hears the narration of Lord Vishvambara accepting the sacred treat attains the supreme shelter of Sri Chaitanya Chandra's lotus feet. Nimai, Nimai, the Supreme Lord of Vaikuntha. He performed various other pastimes while residing in the house of Sachibata. And these pastimes are hidden in the Vedas. Nimai, he had already understood the essence of all the scriptures, even while studying at home. But still, he desired to study in the company of others. Sri Gangadasa Pandita, a resident of Navadvip. I'm reading now. A resident of Navadvip. He was a crown, a crown jewel amongst the teachers. He was none other than Sandipani Muni, the teacher of Krishna, the great teacher of Krishna and Balaram. He was extremely knowledgeable in grammar, and he might express a strong desire to study under him. Sri Mishra, he corrected, interpreted his son's indications, and he went with him to the house of the learned Brahmana Sri Gangadasa Pandita. He stood up respectfully upon seeing Sri Mishra, and he went forward to meet him. After embracing him warmly, Sri Gangadasa offered him a seat. I give my son to you, said Sri Mishra. Please let him read and hear from you and personally teach him everything. Sri Gangadasa Pandita replied, I feel immensely fortunate by this offer. I will teach him to the best of my ability. Sri Gangadasa was extremely pleased to have Nimai as a student, and he kept him always by his side like a son. By simply hearing Sri Gangadasa's explanations just once, Nimai, he was capable to grasp their meaning. He could refute his teacher's explanations and then re-establish those same arguments. Gangadasa Pandita had hundreds of students, but none could engage in debate with Nimai. The teacher was extremely pleased with Nimai's extraordinary intelligence. And he declared him the best student. In the presence of Nimai's arguments, the other students in the school, they danced like puppets. Amongst Nimai's associates, Sri Murari Gupta, Sri Kamala Kanta, and Sri Krishnananda were prominent. Nimai defeated everyone by posing the tricky arguments of Sufism. The other students, considering him too young, they simply smiled without offering any rebuttals. Each day, after completing his studies, Nimai went with a boy of his own age to bathe in the Ganga.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm going to have to go soon because it's later than I thought.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a nice little sadhu sangha today. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So we'll see you in a little bit.
Soon.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you all for coming there on the audience there. No, don't go. Well, I don't know. Do you want to maybe read a little bit later afterwards? Do you feel like it? Anybody?
Later, yeah, we can come back.
No, I mean, Amy says she wants to hear more.
Ah.
So anyway, if anybody wants,
She can follow our classes if she wants. If you
Yeah.
need to go.
yeah. Well, yeah, she's following now. Okay. All right. So yeah, maybe Lalita will give a class or River. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom. I don't know. Yeah, if you want, continue. Okay. Hare Krishna. We'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you. Bye bye.